This is the road that was coming in, and this is the home that's next door. And so to give you an idea, the property actually starts right here at this fence line. And he has this fence running down the front of the property. There's two 2.5 acre parcels. And the majority of one of them lies across the creek over there too, Wolf Creek. So this area in here, it's got southern exposure. I don't know how many trees you could plant there, but it's doable for trees. So I'll just take you around the outside of the property. It's all asphalt road coming in. And the well, there's one by the property, but it was a real low producer in front of the porch or the deck. So they drilled this new well here that's got a little log cabin over it and produces about 11 or 12 gallons a minute. Plus they have the riparian rights, because the gentleman owned this before in the 50s, had riparian rights for Wolf Creek. So they have a pump that they set down there and use that for all the irrigation. And he's got 2 extra pipe heads that are coming out in this direction that could service irrigating this property. I mean, this piece over here. And as you can see down there, he's got sprinkler heads up. Let me just pan around here and give you a kind of a 360 of the neighborhood. And up here there is one house back up there on the other side of the road and up down a ways, and then the one that I just started out down there. So this is kind of a 360 coming around. Oh, and this over here, he removed all the rocks so he actually can run a lawnmower, a riding lawnmower around it and not hit any rocks. He's a martial arts guy. He's older, but he's got a black belt, and I guess he teaches police academies and stuff back east. I'm not sure in what type of, if it's hand-to-hand combat or what, but that's his specialty. And the theme for this house, because they figure they should have a theme since it's a log house, is the bear. So it goes after their last name, which in French means bear something. Herbert, well, anyway. So that's the history there. It's got a retaining wall. Goes around here. Quite a bit of parking. I'm just going to go around the house and down by the creek and do the whole thing, so that's the best way to see it. He's in there now teaching some martial arts, but there's 2-car garage. He did put a floor in up here, above the doors, so there's a bunch of storage up there, and there's a drop-down ladder that actually Melanie climbed up into today. So I'll come back around here in the front, and meanwhile I'm going to head off in this other direction. It's got a nice rock fireplace, metal roof, and the roof is designed on 16-inch centers, so if you wanted to put solar panels on, you wouldn't have to drill any holes or anything. They would clip right on. And I have a problem with my battery, I can tell. And this is a 500-gallon propane storage tank that he owns, which is quite large, and you can fill up with propane. This covered area here is like a carport for a car, and he has wood storage here that you can put like 3 cords around without covering it. And then this is a pit here, like the old-fashioned ones. It's 6 feet 2 inches deep, and that way you can crawl down there, put a car over it, and work on it, because he had some hot rods he used to work on. These are all 12-inch logs. There's 2 of the Dougs. And over here, this is a storage shed that he keeps, not lawnmowers, those are downstairs. And then over here, we've got the dog enclosure. It's a large area with a fence around it so that the critters can't get in there. And the bottom piece, he's got some really tight wire so even snakes can't crawl in there. So that's for the dogs. So I'll just continue around here Probably the second video inside the house. I'm going to have to charge this phone a little more. I thought I had a pretty good charge on it, but it tells me not. So he's got the sprinklers kind of raised up on these PVC pipes so he gets better coverage. And this is all irrigated down here. So if this goes off abruptly, that means my battery died. And down here is, of course, the Wolf Creek, which, as I say, is a beautiful creek. In fact, she said there was some deer down in here just a while ago, and the turkeys come down here and roost in these pine trees behind and above me. But as you can see, it's no snibbling of a creek. It's the real deal, and it really gets moving in the wintertime or when you have rain. But behind there in that green area, there's a tributary. I mean, it branches off back up here and goes around there on high water flows, which helps here because then there isn't the erosion, which there just isn't. This is looking back up. It's a covered porch that runs the whole distance in the back of the house, with these nice stairs for descending. Very tranquil and peaceful. Nothing like running water. He'll set the pump down there for the irrigation water to feed the system here for irrigation of all the outside area. Got a bench here to sit down and enjoy the creek. This is the pumping system for bringing water up out of the creek, and then this is the diversion or the sprinkler heads and irrigation system he has for going to the different areas. And here on the left you can see those two capped off pipes are ones that could be diverted over to that other area, to put some trees over there, apple trees or whatever. This is the old well. It's not being used because it was just a low production, and the new well's over there. I'll just head up here around the deck, before I go in. This has got composite material on the steps. Some outside lighting here on the post. It's a nice area up here.